What's up, everyone, and who's ready for the semifinals of our Modern 2015 tournament that we got to participate in? And as you can see, we are participating in the semifinals. We made it. If you did not see the vlog from last month, we did it. We made it to the top 4. Our goal was to make top 8, and we surpassed that goal and have made it to the top 4 here. And it is going to be Izzet Twin versus Simic Infect. Of course, these lists you can see on our Mox field. You can see them all in the description with any information related to the event itself, because it was a ton of fun to be able to go and participate and play in and film up and do a lot of cool stuff around the 2015 format. I'm currently building a battle box of decks that I'm just going to have with me of, Infect, Twin, Jude. I'm going to have Abzan Company. I'm going to have Amulet Titan, and I'm going to have Goryo's Vengeance. So kind of a nice plethora of, do you want to play combo? Do you want to play mid-range? Oh, I'm also going to have Jeskai Control. Just Jeskai Control as well. So, like, basically a little bit of snapshots of different styles that you can be able to play from back then, because there's so many cool different ways to play this format. And, it makes sense with the way that the top 8 has shaped up, and makes sense with the way that the top 4 has kind of rounded out. So let's talk a little bit as the match is kind of getting underway. We're doing our setup phase with Sear and Visions taking place, but we got to see, we talked about the top 8 before, but let's break it down again. There was 2 red-green Tron players. Grixis Delver, Martyr Proct, Simic Infect, Jund, Rug Scapeshift, and Splinter Twin are the different decks. I believe our Splinter Twin player beat the Martyr Proc player. 80% sure on that. I got very lucky and was able to beat Grixis Delver in the round of 8, so making it into that top 4 there, which is very cool to see. So it's going to be really interesting to see. I know the other semifinals is the Scapeshift versus Jund match, which we saw Jund in the round of 8 there move on, beat one of our Tron players. So I believe that's how it was able to shake up, that our Scapeshift player beat the other Tron player, but I could be mixing up the Tron and the Martyr Proc. I can't remember, but that's okay. Let's get into this. So the goal with Infect, if you have not seen this deck before, we've featured on the channel many times in many different iterations over the years. But we see it as goal is to kind of play like a creature-based combo deck. And Electrolyze is going to try to blast through and target both the creatures there, and will only be able to get one because Might of Old Corrosus will be able to save the other one. But very nice kind of use of Electrolyze there, but you're trying to do that now in response to the fetch too. So there is this sort of like, oh, be very careful about how you're fetching and when you're fetching, because there are no Surveil lands in the 2015 meta, right? This 2015 is really kind of the perfect snapshot of Modern in the sense that it caps the decks at Origins, right? So right before the Kaladesh block with Fatal Push being released, so no Fatal Push in the format, so it's right up to that point there. So the removal suite is very interesting. If you're playing red, you get access to a lot more. Of course, Jund gets access to even more with things like Abrupt Decays and Maelstrom Pulses and stuff like that. But is it Twin or any of the blue-white X decks, right? Often Jeskai Control or American Control, as it was often referred to before cons hit. It was utilizing things like Electrolyze and things like that. So, Lightning Bolt's another big one for the removal side of things. But you see kind of the Infect player in the tank here a little bit. And I guess there is that moment of going, okay, how much damage can we push without dying? Right? Losing that Noble Hierarch definitely hurt, because I think if the Noble Hierarch was there, that gives access to 4 mana this turn and enough to potentially kill. But let's see, Distortion Strike gives some unblockable, which is nice, but it's really just a setup for next turn here. We don't necessarily need the unblockable now, but what we do need is to push for damage. And 3 poison counters will be placed on our twin player here. They just drew another land, so a lot of lands in hand, but you see on the left a little bit of red, a little bit of blue. Looks like we might have a Deceiver and Twin. No, it's Snapcaster there. Okay. Snapcaster. It's like a Twin. And then one more blue spell. Distortion Strike going to be tried to get utilized here. And we've got a nice little... attempting to stop that. I accidentally put the wrong card. It's not Spell Stutter. It's Spell Pierce. My editing brain, editing late at night, mix it up. But that's okay. You guys understand. The idea is counter unless they pay 2. All right. And it looks like the 2 will be paid here. That idea of having unblockable is nice. So we are going to do that. Still have 2 mana available. Let's draw a card. 3 more damage can come across. 2 cards in hand. Do we have a pump spell? Looks like no pump spell. Before damage, though. Wait a minute. Looks like we do. You see the finger math. If you're an Infect player, if played against it, you know that's a dangerous spot to be in. Become immense. Let's get rid of these 5 cards. We have a response. Still 1 mana available. Alright, Island. I mean, Electrolyze doesn't do anything here. A Bolt or something would clear up. But we've got a Snapcaster. Oh, that Spell Pierce. And I still, look, we messed up the editing. Shh, it's okay. We know what the truth is. It's supposed to be Spell Pierce. That's right. No more late night editing for me. That's what I've learned. Right? But we're getting close to the end of the school year, which means that there will be a lot more time to be able to improve some content for you guys. We've got some video we're putting together from SCGCon DC that we went to. If you've seen on our other social media stuff, we've had a couple short form videos pop up for that, but also a couple other stuff we're going to do. We did a little trade-in challenge to try to get as close to a dual land as possible. See if we were able to get one, because there is going to be Legacy coming up soon at our LGS for F&M tournament circuit that they're going to be doing. So we'll start playing a little bit more Legacy. So that means there might be a sprinkling of Legacy content on the channel, especially because we've got a tournament that we're casting soon. We're going to be joining back up with the Four Seasons in Italy again. Don't have to travel. We'll just have to do the early morning wake-ups to be able to do some more Legacy content. Last time around, we only did Modern, but this time we got to dive into Legacy. And with the most recent ban list, it sounds like a perfect time to be able to dive into it and see what happens in the format. But let's get back to this match. The Seaver going to come. We'll start tapping down the breeding pool. Do we got it? Is it twin in time? There it is. And there's the scoop up there. So if you're not familiar with it, we're going to tap our Deceiver X Art, put a token copy of it, untap our Splinter Twin, and we will do this 14 times and kill our opponent. Or, if you want to be crazy, make a bunch of them and then go kill your opponent, which is very possible. That's why cards exist to kind of interact with it. But again, open deck list players know what they can be able to bring in. So we see kind of grabbing a good chunk of cards there. It looks like about 6 for the Infect player they want to grab right away. So it's going to be interesting to see what they grab and what tools they're going to use going into game number 2.
We're interrupting our gameplay to let you know about our new affiliate with Nerd Gear. nerdgear.gg/nanman will take you directly to the website, and as you can see, they've got a bunch of awesome gaming accessories from playmats, life counters with the life tracks, playmat holders, and more. So make sure you do some browsing on the site, find some goodies, and then use the code NGNanman for 5% off your entire order. But let's get back to our gameplay.
All right, let's get back to it, shall we? Game number 2 coming up here. Looks like both players are happy. No, looks like our twin player will be shipping theirs back. Not going to be utilizing it yet, but that is okay. See what sort of tools our Infect player has in store for them. Again, you have that choice. You know, how are they going to commit to it? Are they focusing specifically on, you know, are they focusing specifically on trying to get those sideboard cards? Like, where are they going from here? Are they just going to go, I want as close to the combo as possible, right? You got to kind of decide. So put one back. Oh, that's a really, look at this. You have a combo piece, you've got removal, you've got protection. Like, that's really powerful mulligan there. Also, what do y'all think of the signed Infect deck, huh? Pretty cool stuff. So close to fully signed. We'll have to get Apostle Blessings if we're going to keep our 2015 version. And the only card, basically that's the only card we're missing from the 2015 version. We're missing Venerated Rot Priest from the 2026 version. Oh, Grim Lavamancer turn 1. So Grim Lavamancer extremely powerful in 2015 against these sort of decks, right? Against Simic, Infect, things like that. Like, so getting that out on turn 1 is really tough because you know the Infect player is going first, and them not having a Noble Hierarch or a Glistener Elf turn 1 really messes things up. So now it goes, okay, they must have a turn 2 play, which leaves us to they must have a Blighted Agent or something like that. Okay, Ink Moth. And there's the Blighted Agent. Okay. So a Blighted Agent sometimes is enough to win the game on its own because it is that 1/1 unblockable and Infect. But look at this. Already fetch, shock, 2 cards in the graveyard means that our Grim Lavamancer immediately able to be activated on our turn 2, so we can be able to blow up that, or attempt to, because there are cards like Mutagenetic Growth that you can pay life instead of being able to have the Blighted Agent die. But, you know, even the joke there, the Infect player was like, oh, you're going to target me, right, instead of my Blighted Agent? And look, okay, there's a follow-up Blighted Agent. All right, and resolves. And a pass. So, ooh, missing a land drop is tough. No land drop here. All right, Misty. Yeah, there's discussions between some of the twin players, especially in the 2015 era, of like, is Stomping Ground, or like, should you be using Stomping Ground, or should you be utilizing like a breeding pool in its place, right? There is those little nuanced things that you can be able to do and discuss related to it, but there are some like sideboard tools, you know, being able to get things like your like anti-artifact stuff like Ancient Grudge? No, what is it Ancient Grudge? What the heck is the... Pretty sure it's Ancient Grudge. Okay, I was like, that's what it's called. But really, the main argument against doing that and going for a breeding pool, because you like the positives is, oh, you get to cast your cryptic commands easier, right? Depending on how many you run in the list. Some players are running like 2 of, maybe 3 of. Some players are running 1 of, right? It depends on how much more you want to go into the control-y side of it. The downside to that is Twin itself costs double red. So, prioritizing more blue for a more control-y shell or more red, like, it's, I don't know. I still feel like the Stomping Ground is correct to be able to cast the Twin easier, but we see a lot of resources getting utilized to kind of deal with these Blighted Agents. We're in this still setup here. It's basically like, okay, the Ink Moth is the committed route. We know that. But there's already 2 cards in the graveyard, so that means Grim Lavamancer is, again, just this, like, ticking time bomb that exists that will just kind of keep going off every few turns. Okay, Bolt's going to come in. We'll clear up the Noble Hierarch here. Oh, okay. Dispel's going to put a stop to that. Counter target instant. Ooh, Deceiver. Is it it? Is this it? I love the sign Mark Pool Island, though. As you see from my, like, almost fully signed Infect deck here. You see this sort of debate about how to utilize the mana.
I would like to cast Twisted Image targeting.
Twisted Image is great. So, switch power toughness. This 0-1 is now a 1-0. Flip, immediately die. That card's really there for the spell skites, but it gets a little bit of extra action against the Noble there. But push for damage and then pass. We're not going to overcommit. Not going to just jam a Twin. Because if it doesn't resolve, then we're, left with our kind of shields down, right? There's nothing we can kind of do about it. Ooh, Pestermite coming out. When it enters, you may tap or untap target permanent. Basically, it's the duplicate of Deceiver, except it is a 2-1 with flash. Activate Lavamancer. Let's eat some of the cards. We got plenty of fuel to be able to continue this up. We could do it basically 2 more times without any hesitation or worry. Island. Oh, there's the Twin. 2 mana still available. I mean, if we had a remand here, right, for backup, we could have a Lavamancer activation, fetch for the basic forest, the Sweet. All right, they even confirm, is that a forest? Signed. The Phyrexian will be one, like, inked version of the forest there. Very subtle, but like the forest itself has like a green border around. Like it looks really good with the sign card, like signature. Also, green signature to help you know. Right, Twin's gonna be trying to get used, but you've seen no. Oh, okay. I love this. Only old school Infect players will know this sort of line here. Target creature can't be the target of spells or ability your opponent control. So the Deceiver we're targeting, my opponent can't equip it with the Splinter Twin anymore because they can't target it anymore. Right? It's basically like giving it Shroud, like pseudo Shroud. Most of the time you use it to protect your own stuff, but there we got to be able to kind of stay alive a little bit longer. But again, we're trying to look for a window of opportunity, and this window is getting closer and closer to ending here. All right, our third Blighted Agent to hit the battlefield, missing another land drop there. There's the Grim Lavamancer activation. No way to protect it. All right. And the hand continues to grow with resources for our twin player, especially with this Serum Vision setting up another draw and set up with a Scry 2 for the next turn. Twin number 2. Do we have another Vines? Twin Resolves. Activate. Nature's Claim in response to the activation here. So that's that window, right? It goes activate, right? I'll respond to the activation, blow it up so you cannot untap it and be able to go from there. We see my lovely little token getting utilized as the Deceiver token. Not using the infinite tokens this time, just kind of grabbing the first token we got. And there is big beats coming across. 4 damage, dropping the Infect player to 6. Of course, Nature Claim also gives a little bit of life off there. That's why our twin player jumped back up to 17 life there. I mean, I would say maybe the coast is clear, but no, there's still a Grim Lavamancer. There's still an activation. Basically, it was like once the Grim Lavamancer kind of hit the board, things got bad quick. But like all of these Blighted Agents could have won the game against any other player or any other position. But really, it speaks to the prowess and skill of the Izzet twin player to kind of identify their first opening hand and go, I'm on the draw. I'm going second. I need a little bit more power to help me in case my opponent has an explosive start or has a way to kill me super quickly. So let's try to dig for something with a mulligan, and they found the Grim Lavamancer that they could deploy on turn 1, and that's really sort of taken over the game here. But see, here's the beat. 3 damage coming across, still with the Grim Lavamancer activation, so no matter what happens, the game is over. But Apostle's Blessing, block, pro blue, and death. There's the handshake, and our twin player will be able to get the 2-0 victory there.
Yeah, right? Like I'm going to cast it on this board. Oh, man.
Ooh, that Lavamancer getting out so early was rough.
Yeah. I saw that and was like, yes, okay. 6 cards, yes.
Yeah, we can make this work.
We can make this work. Couple of fetches. Lavamancer's going to be online. Hopefully, we can protect ourselves well enough to buy the time we need, because that's what we need here.
I'm just glad I got to do the vines trick on your thing. It's like, sweet, it's been so long since I've been able to do this.
It's been so long since I've got like that. I was like, wait, how does it work?
Like, what?
Oh, yeah, I am the opponent.
Yeah, I just shaved on some pump spells for you.
Yeah, that's where I went.
Where's the removal? Let's get some more of that in here.
Yeah, already on my bolts. I just, Spellskite is such a good card.
It's so good.
Like,
this is like, I got the 2 main, and I was like, it's such a powerful card in this meta.
You can't leave home without it.
Right?
You really can't. Like, even, especially if you're using it for other things, like that deck is.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's like, oh, I'll Pendlehaven and then like protect my stuff and Twisted Image it to make it bigger. And like, there's so many cool lines that don't exist anymore. That's like utilizing Spellkite to help protect your stuff.
Exactly. These games feel like chess matches more than like building a bomb.
Yes, 100%. I would agree with that. Yeah.
It feels a lot like you're just assembling this big thing in modern nowadays. Twin and 2.
Give Matt the deck list.
Oh, do I gotta give him mine?
He wants to post on the top 8.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he can take my list.
And then, did you want you and Matt it's you and Matt. So
Matt?
You don't have to move. You gotta stay right there.
Sweet. I will. This right here. Well, I guess I was gonna ask what Matt's playing, but.
I thought that was a perfect way to describe Modern 2015, of this integral chess matchup of trying to find these little nuanced lines to get advantage compared to 2026 Modern, which is you're building a bomb and just blowing up everything all at once. But if you want to see more 2015, check out Monday stuff. If you want to see 2016, check out Thursday. But that's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching, all, and I'll see you all next game.